So I've popped to the plot. I'm at the grapevine garden and I've got a few baskets with me. I'm going to do a little harvest because I want some tea tonight. I've got steak and I need some baby potatoes. I'm tempted to get the garlic up. I'm going to have a little moochie around on there as well. Still looking a bit too green, I think. But I'm going to get a cabbage, get some potatoes, harvest some cherries, and yeah, whatever else I can get off the plot as well. So let's do that. So the potatoes in this bed now have been in here long enough. I'm not expecting massive harvests due to the dryness that this soil has had, and I've watered and watered, but we shall see. These are rocket down here, and I've also got some charlotte over there as well. So let's have a little dig down. Hopefully we'll get a nice little harvest for my tea tonight. So I don't know what's happened, but the four giants so the four giant Swede that I planted in this bed for my giant Swede challenge has turned out to be purple sprouting broccoli. So it's turned out to be it's calabrese. It's a calabrese, and I'm happy I'm happy about it because I didn't sow any. But I'm hoping that the Swede is somewhere else on this plot then, because where's my giant Swede? I'm not too worried about it because I've got Swede already in the other bed anyway, so I'm sure I'll get a massive crop of those anyway. But I'm going to contact the supplier because I'm not quite sure what's happened there. So a nice surprise is that we've also got a nice collie there, and there's another 2, 3, there's quite a few growing, so I'm gonna have to cover these over though, because you don't want them to get too yellow. You want to keep them quite white. So what you do is you snap over the leaves to cover and protect the floret in the middle, and it'll stay white then as well, but it'll carry on growing. So what you do is you just get the leaves, give them a snap. Now some people will pin them down, you know, with a bit of wire or some paper clips or something, and that'll protect that to then carry on growing, and it'll stay nice and white as well. But today I'm going to harvest this. Because that'll be lovely with my tea. Now the onions have bent over as well, so I'll need 2 onions for the gravy. Now that's a shame. Some of the beetroot have gone to flower, so that's a bit of annoyance. Take them ones out. In fact, I think it looks like they're all going to flower. There's a couple of little baby beetroot there, but still, these things happen. Sometimes all this heat, you know, it's just you fight and fight back it by watering, but sometimes this just happens. It got stressed, it's gone to flower. It is what it is. The bonus is the chickens will enjoy it. Now, while weeding out this bed, I found a stray tomato plant that's plodded along. So I put it under a cage so nothing don't peck at it. But we shall see what this is later on. I'm hoping it's a house or a latte. There's so many to choose from now, but I think I'm going to take a nice greyhound right here. Oh, they've hearted it well. God, look at that. That's why we do it. That's 100% why we do it. Beautiful. So I think I'll have a little look at the Swede as well while we're here. We may as well. Well, let's hope they are Swede. Oh, wow. Okay. We've got a nice little Swede there as well. That one will be perfect That would be perfect indeed. So it's turned out that I was going to have a nice little steak dinner, and now I'm having a mini roast. Chickens, I love them as well. Well, I'm really happy with that. I think I've had a nice little harvest today. Let me show you. So I've got some cherries for later on, and they're looking absolutely, this is, oh God, look at them. Once they get to that colour, but I've picked them a little bit early, some of them, but they'll be beautiful. And also a nice cabbage, some potatoes, swede, shallots, onions, broccoli, collie. I think this will be lovely. What a nice harvest. Right, I'm heading back to the fig and olive plot because I've got a few jobs to do there now before I head home. The sun is intense, but look at my next door neighbour's potato flowers. They're absolutely stunning. He is mainly dig, a traditional gardener, but he has, you know, he does have a go with some raised beds as well at no dig. But look at these. Oh, look at the flowers on them. They're absolutely stunning. And next to the potatoes are my raspberries, and look at them, they're stunning. But the jewel on the crown are always these, the golden raspberries. If you can get hold of these, plant them. They're absolutely stunning. They're juicy, so much flavour, and you just don't expect it from a yellow raspberry. But yeah, I'm going to have an abundance of raspberries this year, I can tell. I tell you what, even though I'm watering and watering, things are suffering. The heat is so intense, but flowers are blooming, and the nasturtiums in this high raised bed is looking fantastic. It won't be long before there'll be all water falling all over the sides of here, which is what I planned. But we have got some casualties. God, I left out some marigolds, so I'm giving them a good soak in the bird bath. They'll pick up, but they're desperate for water. It's just all this heat. It feels like the peak of summer, and it's just too much. I'm so lucky that I've got this shady area, the back of my plot, and I hide over here so much. But the figs are loving it. Everything's ripening and growing so fast now. But I'm hoping for some rain. So I've come up because I've got some like shading for the one side of the plot, because the wind is knocking those beans, those bush beans, and the sun as well. They're not looking the best. So they're all on now and they're looking fab. You know, that will keep the carrot root fly out from going in, damaging those roots. And I'm hoping I'll get some decent carrots in these buckets, to be honest. And you can water through these nets as well, so it's perfect. Also, the shading's up. It needs some stakes, so I'm going to have to go back down the grapevine garden. I've got some metal pins that I could put in there to raise that up, and I'm hoping that they'll keep the wind from battling them beans, because they were kept getting knocked over, and the heat as well. They're not looking the best, but I have got some more leaves coming through. They have been charred and damaged, God. And I don't want to lose those, because they are the pongo beans and also the black turtle bush beans as well. So I do want to keep these for seed. But the pongo ones, they're looking okay at the back. They're coming back okay, but I just want to protect them. I need to mother them a little bit more. I am sweating conkers here. It's so bad. And do you know what? That bloody mole is back again and has gone through the flower bed. So look, he's now dug another hole here. So he started off over here, and then he's come across, and now look at this one. Absolute ridiculous. So yeah, there's always something sent to test us. You know, you'll get over one thing, you'll net it, you'll protect it, and then you'll find something else then that is coming to fight you back in your garden. But that's the fun of it, isn't it? So I'm going to come over on a cooler night, and I need to go through all these tomatoes, prune them back, tie them up, but it's just too hot in here. It's 49 degrees in this polytunnel now. It's too warm to work in here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sunflowers out. They are desperate to go out. Like, I mean, if I had to have an imperfection in the garden that I think is terrible, it's the sunflowers. Every year, they come lovely, but every year, it's one of those jobs. I don't know why I find such a bugbear. I can do everything else, but sunflowers, I don't know why. I always neglect them a little bit, but last year they come back absolutely stunning. So, right, let's plant them out. I need to put some shade on the shed, because all the little plants that I've got that are in the shade there are now being beaten by sun. So I bought a little shade thing, canvas sort of thingy, to go over the shed. Let's get all that done. Whoa. Typical. So I think what I'm going to do is I've got a few more pots of flowers that are desperate to go out, you know, and I think it'd be better if they're in the soil rather than pots. So I think I'm going to put them underneath the apple tree on the fig and olive plot and put it in like a half moon shape and just plant them all in, pop the backbone on. Let's get that done. So they're all in, and I think they'll do well here. You know, I've packed them quite condensedly, but I think this will be a nice flusher colour. I'm really happy about those ones, so that's another job ticked off. It's starting to rumble in the sky now. I think we might have rain, so the thunderstorms are on their way. I can hear the sky rumbling, so fingers crossed rain is on its way. So it's amazing what a drop of water can do already. Look at these marigolds that are picked up. Just give them a little soak and they soon perk back up. They're not sulking anymore. So I've also planted some sunflowers in here, just dotted them around, and I'm hoping that that'll give this bed a little bit more height in the summer. So can you believe I'm actually still sowing right now? So I've decided I'm going to grow some ornamental cabbage this year. Now you can't eat them, but they look absolutely gorgeous and they'll be beautiful on the plot. So I'm going to sow a few of them. Now I'll pop a picture on the screen and how lovely they are. So I think I'll pop a few in a module tray and hopefully we'll have these to plant out late summer for a nice little bloom. And I think they just look a bit fun, you know. They look nice and fun and there's something different in the garden. So I've popped them all in. I'll just do 2 little modules of them. Now I must remember not to mix these up with my next cabbages because I'm going to do them all in the same tray. So always label 2 rows. There. I'm also going to do some Caraflex F1. Now normally I've sown these by, you know, like late May, but I'm a bit late this year, not too late. So these are perfect cabbage and I'm hoping that I'll get these then late September, October, and I might plant some in the polytunnel then as well for overwintering. So yeah, if you're looking for a lovely cabbage to plant now, you know, you can plant it in June and you'll get it for September hopefully. It's the Caraflex F1. I've grown this for a few years and it's an absolutely beautiful cabbage, and I'm hoping I can use this in autumn crops. So I think I'm going to do 3, maybe 4 rows of these. Don't rely on one seed to germinate, trust me. It doesn't work like that at all. Now the last one I'm going to do is purple sprouting broccoli. Now I've already got purple sprouting broccoli to plant out, but I figured if I have a few more, I should get them a little bit later on because the 3 or 4 that I've got, they're not looking the best, so I'm hoping I can have a backup plan. And I'm not worried then, because if I have extra purple sprouting broccoli plants, if I don't plant them, other people might, or the chickens will have them for nice snacks. So there we go, some cabbages, some purple sprouting broccoli. That's me done for another couple of weeks. So they've all been well watered now, and don't think you need to put this in your greenhouse or your polytunnel. Just leave it on a shelf like this now until they start popping up, then put a net over it because it's warm enough outside now. The polytunnel or greenhouse will be too warm for them, I think. So just leave them out here, and the next sowing, so if you want to start buying seeds now for the next sowing, get yourself some April cabbage seeds. They're another thing that I would recommend. I'll sow them now in July and August, and then they will overwinter and you'll have some nice spring cabbages for next year. I'm Danny and this is the Grapevine Garden.